Hello, everyone. How are you doing today on Sunday?
Y'all gonna never make it out the hood with no
Hold on. Let me
anyway.
hold on 1 second. Let me make sure everything is off. I was on social media earlier, and as soon as I picked up my phone, what I was listening to wanted to pop in. So hold on a minute. Let me make sure it's off. But I hope you all can hear me. Um, hold on. Okay, I just wanted to come real quick today. Because today is a special day for me. It's actually a bittersweet day. Um, for most people who actually follow me, my friends, my family, you know, that actually follow me on social media. And I hope you can hear me. If for some reason you can't, drop me a line. You should be able to hear me fine. But today is one of those days that's difficult for me, you know. Today is my oldest daughter, Erica's birthday. And um, she's no longer with me here in the physical form. You know, I normally reference it that way because I try to keep her alive in my head. I don't like to think of her as not, excuse me, being here. So I just reference her as not being here. But today is my oldest daughter, Erica's birthday. And I didn't realize it. Just like I said around the Christmas holiday, I didn't realize I was dealing with so much around the holidays that I was deep down, I was missing my daughter so much. I knew I missed her, but I didn't miss her, realize I missed her as much as I did, until I realized I was fussing, I was a little grumpy, but didn't really realize that it was attributed to that until I sat down for a moment. I can't remember now what brought it to my mind, but I realized that I really missed my daughter. So today would have been her 40th birthday if she had been here in the physical form. She would have made 40 years old. And I can hear her voice. I can just hear her. People think it's weird sometimes, but um I feel like she comes to me a lot. I feel like she talks to me, and um, this this year was just more difficult, I would say, than any year. It's been 3 birthdays. She actually left me in 2019, May 28th, 2019. But she had already had her birthday for that year. So this is like the third birthday she's not been here. But this year was like crazy hard because um like I said, she would have turned 40. And so for those of you who've always been trying to guess my age, you kind of got a little idea now. My grandkids have always wanted to know how old I was. I would never tell them. But now they kind of could get an idea. But um it's been really hard. It's been a very difficult year. And fortunately, because I have a podcast, I felt that I wanted to go on and do a little slight tribute to her. And we're going to release some balloons a little later on today. And just let her know how much we love her here and how much she's missed and how much we think about her. We just wanted to do some balloons. I personally did not want a big celebration, even though it's her 40th. I did not want a big celebration. And sometimes, people deal with grief differently, you know. For me, I did not want to do a big celebration because honestly, whenever I see her friends, growing up, whenever I see her friends, I would see her. And when I see her friends all together and I don't see her, it's just too hard for me. So I chose personally just to kind of keep it small and just release some balloons. And preferably, if I had my choice, I would probably sleep the day away. But I know that's not what she would want. So we are going to have some cake and ice cream, and we're going to release some balloons in honor of my daughter because she has such a big heart. And in addition to coming and speaking to you all briefly today, I didn't want to go on my regular Facebook page and just do a Facebook. I actually want to go across all my social media outlets because I couldn't get Instagram to work for some reason today. I don't know why, what was going on, but I have to run out, so I just had to go ahead and go live, and I'm going to share it. But I want to do across all my platforms because um, my daughter, I speak to her a lot, about her a lot in the present tense. I don't speak of her as not being here, but she means so much to me. And thank God I have my grandson, Josiah, that reminds me so much of her. I look at him, and he just brings me so much joy. But when I think about a lot of people, some people don't even have that grandchild or anything to remind them of their child that was once here. So I thank God for that because he did bless me with 36 years. Um, and the funny thing is that when I lost my daughter, I don't know if you guys can relate, but it's like, have you ever brought a new car or a new bag, purse if you're a woman, or just something new, right? You may not pay attention to that car, right? That bag, that outfit. But as soon as you get that new car, it's like you look out and you see that car everywhere. It's like you don't know if you never noticed that car or what, but it's like once you get that new car, it's like you see that car everywhere. You'd be like, dang, everybody has a car like me, right? So when I lost my daughter in the physical form, when she was taken away from me um, by this animal that I hope never, ever sees the light of day outside of prison, ever. And I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that happens. But I realize that there are so many people that experience and are experiencing the same thing that I'm going through. It used to be back in the day that children would bury their parents. That's how it's supposed to be. Parents are not supposed to bury their children. But it happens a lot more today that parents are burying their children now. And I personally wanted to go live today. Some people probably feel like I shouldn't have, but I can. So I want to, and this is what I wanted to do to just not just remember my daughter, but also to speak to other people that are experiencing these same lonely holidays, these same sad and not so happy birthdays, these same memories that you try to think of all the great memories, but you also, those memories that make you sad seem to still pop in. You know what I'm saying? Um, you just can't help it. It's just life, those things, because the things that once made us laugh about our children still make us laugh, but they leave a empty space in your heart. And you can't really tell a person how they should deal with it because unless you have actually experienced it, that is a pain that you wouldn't want your worst enemy to experience. When I first started this show, I came up with the title "Curve Uncensored" because, my thing was life and reality takes you in a different way. We have plans on doing all these things in life, and life really happens. Whether it be a job, a career, whether it be our health, something happens, our loved one leave us, but life and reality intersects, and you have to deal with what things as they are. So when I came up with the title "Curve Uncensored," it was because of my daughter. Hi, Pastor Chris, my dear friend. Thank you for tuning in. But when I came up with Curb Uncensored, it was because I was like, man, I had all these plans and things, and, we want to see our children grow and be successful. And then life happens, and unbeknownst to us, things change. And that's the things that are out of our control. And I did not realize how many people, young people, uh, have to deal with losing their children, burying their children, raising their grandchildren. Um, hey Renee, thank you, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. But it happens a lot. And it's something that you can never prepare for. It's something you can never plan on. It's something you don't want to plan on. And it's something you don't want to prepare for. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't, it's just like that car situation I was talking about when you buy a car and then you see so many cars on the road like yours. When my daughter left me, it seems like I was hearing about it all the time of someone losing a child. Um, whether it was from an illness, whether it was from drugs, whether it was from a situation like mine, domestic violence, whether it was from um, gunshots, someone being shot. It was just so many young people are leaving here before their parents. And I always, always would say, I never wanted to bury my children. Never. And I don't want to bury anymore. Anymore. I pray in the name of Jesus I don't have to ever go through that. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But it's something that you don't have. People say it gets easier. I get it. With time and life as it happens, you keep pushing forward and you just have to keep living, right? Because life happens and you just have to keep living. You can't stop. They would not want us to stop. They would want us to continue living. And for me, that's how I keep pushing myself because I can see my daughter smile. I can hear her in my ear. And I know she would not want that. And then I know I have to be strong for my grandson because he needs me. My family needs me. So, excuse me. But I wanted to go live today because I realized that I'm not the only parent that deals with something like this. You know, when you have holidays, when you can't, you know, talk to your children, you have birthdays like monumental birthdays. Like this is the first decade of her life I'm not able to share with her, but I speak to her, still, but I cannot call her to hear her voice, you know. I realize I'm not the only parent that deals with this, and it's really, really unfortunate. I listen to oftentimes where people who have lost children, like to murder and different things like that, and then they'll go to court and they'll say something like they forgive the person that did it. I don't feel like me personally, I don't see me ever getting to that point. And I know they say to get into heaven you have to do it, but I ask God to forgive me because me personally, I can never forgive that person. So it's very difficult, and a lot of times your friends they really don't know what to say. They try to give you comfort and we appreciate them so much. But it's just something that you never can prepare for, and you never think that you would have to deal with this like me. I never felt as if I would have to deal with. Hey Greta, thank you for tuning in. I love you too. Thank you. I'm praying God wipe away the tears too. I'm praying. I'm praying. And every day is not like this. Like I said, we push forward, because I know I have to because I know my daughter would want me to. She would be so mad if she knew I was crying, and upset. But I wanted to come and I wanted to do this live because I wanted to be open and honest because I personally have so many people that I personally know who have lost a child. I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. And um it is very difficult. It's like everyone lives and life goes on for everyone, including you, but you always have this piece that's missing. You're never complete. You never feel whole. You never feel the way you used to feel, if that makes any sense. I listened to Ricky Smiley. He lost his son. I think his son's name is Brandon. And he said it was to a drug overdose. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to deal with. And then when he has a little child he left behind, and the children get to know their parents through our memories and through the things we tell them. I know with me, when I first lost my daughter, I would talk about her so much, and I had to realize I had to stop doing it because I didn't want to put a complex on my grandson, so I stopped. I had to kinda, like, say, "I can't do that." So I try to keep her memory alive in a good way so he would know the good things about her, not sad and crying like I'm doing now, but, sometimes you have to cry, you have to get it out, and you have to, in order to move forward. So I just kind of felt like I wanted to go live today because it's so many parents out there that I personally know. I'm sure somebody knows somebody who's lost a child. And we lose people all the time in our lives, and it's never easy. But it's something about a child because, like for me, with my daughter, my oldest daughter, particularly, she was the first one to make me a mom. She's the first person that you love and you protect unconditionally. And sometimes you just feel as if, where was I when she needed me? When you lose a child and you feel like you weren't there to protect them and keep them safe, it's like it just keeps on and on. And so you have to find a way to pull yourself up. So I want to kind of go live, and I want to show my honest, open feelings because so many people, they deal with this and they are upset and they are hurt behind the scenes and they have no way of expressing it. And hey, Angie, thank you. Yes, long live Erica. I love you. And they have nobody to speak to. Fortunately, I have a great family, and I have my grandkids that always hug and love on me, and it's just hard. So I wanted to come and go live, and I wanted to say happy 40th birthday to my daughter, Erica, the person that made me a mom first. I remember when I first had her, I was so young when I had her. I didn't know anything about a baby. So I had this little person that was responsible for me. And I'm sorry, that I was responsible for it. And somewhat she was responsible for me because having her kept me strong. It kept me pushing, and pushing my way through. I graduated college. I was the first grandchild to do that. And I wanted to be such a good role model for her. But, when I had her, she had the biggest smile for anyone that knew her. She was always loving and would do anything for anyone. And I think that was probably to a fault. I always um try to encourage people to love people that love you back. For people who don't really love you back, you need to just wipe them off of your list and move forward. Don't waste your time or your energy, you know. Let me take a sip, child, 'cause, I'm just a whole bag of tears. I thought I was coming on here, gonna be strong, give this little pep talk, and as soon as I said Erica, my eyes just came. But anyway, I tried to come on here to kind of be encouraging for encouragement, sorry, and have an encouraging word for people that's going through this, to let them know it's okay to cry. It's okay to share your experiences with people and let them know when you're hurting, and also share the good memories that you have with your children. You know, my daughter would always come and give me wet kisses. I said, "You have the wettest kisses." And my grandson, he has the wettest kisses. He looks just like her. I felt that if she had him for me, you know, but he has wet kisses just like her. So he reminds and looks so much like her. If you look at my page, you will see. But I encourage people to make sure you tell your children you love them while they're here. It was no, and your children should do the same thing back because there was never a question whether my daughter loved me. That's the one thing I hold on to because I know she knew that I loved her and I was a firm mom. Any of her friends would tell you I was firm. I was very firm and protective, overprotective sometimes. But she knew I loved her. I have no regrets from that. And I know she loved me. So I would say if you have children, make sure you hold on to them tight. You let them know while they are here how much you love them, and they should tell you how much they love you as well. Because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So I'm sorry. I gotta put my glasses on because Greta wrote me something, and I was all teared up. My friend Greta said, and Greta is a friend from a long time ago. She was one of the first people I met when I moved to Atlanta. We worked together and we're still friends today. And she says that I'm brave and I'm strong. And I always felt it. She's been through a lot, but she is such a strong, inspirational woman for anyone who knows Greta. I don't care what she's gone through or what she's had to go through. She's smiling, she's keeping God first, and she's pushing through. So if you know Greta, you know if you have a good friend in Greta, you know you got a good friend and you got a soldier because Greta is always, always strong. And Greta says, "You are so brave to share your story. It is okay to express your feelings, your tears are out of the love you had for your beautiful daughter. She lived a beautiful life, had an amazing heart, and accomplished many goals. She left you a beautiful grandchildren, um, and and legacy that will linger. Love you to life." Pretty. I love you, mama. Oh, hey, how are you? I love you too. Happy birthday to your baby girl. Thank you so much. And I just kind of I just want to come and be open and honest because I've heard of so many people that's going through this, and I'm gonna come and do another show, and I'm not gonna have all these tears. Today was just a day I wanted to show that it's okay to cry. It's okay to put your emotions out there. A lot of people feel like they have to be strong all the time and tough all the time. I want the world to know that I love my daughter. And I don't care who knows it and who sees the tears because I miss her. But I know that I have to still keep pushing forward and move forward for her and for my grandchildren and her baby that I have now. So I just want to say make sure you tell your children you love them. Children, tell your parents you love them. Um, don't try not to let anything keep you too mad. I know I'm a person when I'm irritated, I hold on for a long time. That's just me. I cannot do it. But tomorrow is not promised. So people that we love, we need to reach out and we need to make sure that they know that we love them. Even though we may not always agree, they need to know it's all out of love. So I'm gonna cut this. I want to say, Erica, I love you so, so much and I miss you so, so much. But I thank God for giving um me 36 years with you here on earth. And I know you're still with me in heaven. And I want to wish you an awesome birthday. We're gonna let the balloons go up. I didn't want to do anything big, but I will do something in memory of her today. And parents who've gone through this, who have those holidays that are sad and lonely and empty. You don't know the emptiness that a parent feels. I'm telling you, it's my family, thank God, we have longevity on both sides. So I have not experienced a whole lot of death in my family, thank God. I can say that. But when I lost my daughter, that was a big one. That was a big one. But I wanna say that, it's okay to cry. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to let people know sometimes I'm hurting. Um, but you gotta keep moving forward. Behind the tears, it's gonna be sunshine, and we'll get through it. And with time, it gets better. It never goes away because you'll always have things that come back and make you miss that person all over again, but it won't always be rainy. It will be sunshine again. So, anyway, love you, Erica. Um, Happy 40th, baby. I pray that God is comforting you in a way that I'm not able to right now, but you know that I got your back and I have your baby's back. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share this with someone who may be dealing with them. Let them know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to express yourself. Don't try to keep your emotions bottled in because sometimes it comes out in the wrong way. When you're dealing with grief and whatever the grief might be, whether it's losing someone, whether it might be financial situations, whether it might be money issues, whatever, you have to find a way to be able to exhale and express that outwardly because it's the worst thing to do is to keep everything inside. When you do that, it manifests itself in a way that definitely could be detrimental. So let your emotions out. Make sure people know, hey, I might be going through a little something today, but tomorrow is going to be better. And God's got my back, and I'm going to be okay. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I love you all. And next show, it's going to be a good show. I don't want to talk about it today because I'm too thrown off, but I love y'all and peace out.